How to create a table of contents in WordPress Block Editor without a plugin. Contents of this tutorial. Introduction. This is creating a TOC manually. The list block. Making your TOC clickable. The table block. Congratulations. How to create a simple table of contents without a plugin. Introduction. It is very easy to create a simplified table of contents without a plugin in Block Editor, Gutenberg. The table of contents is known as a TOC. That is a TOC with the titles or headings of the sections into which you divided your article, page, or post. Dividing articles into sections makes it easy reading for your readers. In addition, this will be a clickable TOC that, when you click on any of its headings, it will take you immediately to that section of your article, page, or post. Note: you will have to stop this video frequently at each step presented to fully grasp and understand it. This is creating a TOC manually. This is how my example post looks like. Example post continued. Example post. As you can see, it has the table of contents, and it has six sections. Clickable TOCs are especially useful if you have long articles. Readers won't have to scroll down a lengthy article to reach a specific section or to have to look at every section looking for the one they are interested in. If you want to create a sophisticated TOC, you will need to install one of the many tables of contents plugins available to do that. Wealthy affiliate members can view Eric Canta's tutorial on this subject. In WA, search for how to add a table of contents into a post. Or view tutorials on YouTube or through a Google search. Note, on the background of the images of this tutorial you will see writings. Those are captures of my post. Don't pay attention to them. You will see similar images while preparing your post. Dividing post into sections. Alright, you already have your post and need a clickable table of contents to take your reader to the specific section she wants to go to. You will need to divide your post into sections. These sections are identified by headings. There are headings from H1 to H6. H1 is used to identify the title of the post. In my example post, H1 is, How to Save Your Loved One's Life. Most posts use H2 for the sections. H3 to H6 are used for subheadings, usually for lengthy posts. At this time, I will be using H2 only. But the principle is the same for other subheadings. You will see many steps in this process, but it is that I have broken it into tiny steps to make it very easy for you to create your own TOC. Steps to your clickable TOC. Step 1. Create your post. Step 2. Divide your post into sections. In my example post, I divided it into 6 sections. Step 3. Now you will go to each of your headings and identify them as H2. How do you do this? I will be using my example post to show the steps to a TOC. In the images, my instructions are in red color. Important: click the Save button frequently on your post. You don't want to lose your work if something happens to your computer. First heading. As go to your first heading, select it. A paragraph block will appear with a paragraph symbol. B. Click the paragraph symbol. Headings. A menu box will appear. At the top, click on the heading symbol. Heading 2, H2. E. A heading box will appear with 4 columns. In the middle of the second column, the H2 will appear. You have identified that section as a H2 heading. Completing the headings, H2. F. Do the same process through all your sections headings. G. In step 3, steps A through E. In my example post, there are 6 H2 sections. Placing the TOC. Step 4. Now decide where you will place your TOC in your post. It should be at the top or beginning of your article, preferably after the introduction of the post. In my example post, I placed it before the first section. Step 5. Place the cursor after the last word of your introduction, then press the Enter key. A paragraph block will appear. Step 6. In that paragraph block, write Table of Content. You can modify its font size and color if you want to. 2 ways to create a TOC. Now you will be typing your headings or titles on the TOC. There are 2 ways to create a TOC after you create your Table of Content title block. One is using the list block, and the other is using the table block. First, I will show you how to create a TOC with the list block. The list block. Step 7. After you create your TOC title block, Step 6 above. Place the cursor at the end of the word contents. Then press the Enter key. A paragraph block will appear. The first step to the list. Step 8. Inside the paragraph block, type a slash in the word list. /list. A dialog menu will appear. At the top of the menu, you will see the symbol for list in the word list. List block box. Step 9. Click the list symbol and a list block will appear. Step 10. If you already have the list of all the headings for your TOC, you can copy and paste them on this list block. Or you can type each heading one by one. After writing a heading, press the Enter key to write the next heading. Note, you will notice that each entry automatically creates a bullet. Since you don't have a plugin, you don't have another option. Once you finish including all your headings, your TOC should look similar to this one. My example TOC. Making your TOC clickable. Now that you have all your sections identified as H2 and have included in your TOC all the titles of those sections of your post, I will show you how to connect both so that the TOC entries will be clickable and take the reader to the desired section. This action is done through the connection of each section with the corresponding title on the TOC. You will choose a word to identify each section with the corresponding title on the TOC. This word is called an anchor. Each anchor must be unique to the corresponding section and title. You can use a word already within the section's title. My anchors. The anchors that I choose to connect sections of my example post with TOC titles. The terrible choking experience, choking. Responding to the emergency, respond. The life-saving device, life. My experiences with choking events, my. Everybody should have one, everybody. How to acquire one, acquire. Your anchors. Step 11. Choose a unique word, anchor, for each section. First section, anchor, type word here. Second section, anchor, type word. Third section, anchor, type word. Continue until you have all the anchors for all the sections of your post. Now that you have identified all the anchors for your headings. Step 12. Go to the heading of the first section and select it. Step 13. Go to the top right side of the post and click on the box before the Save button. A drop-down menu appears. That menu should be in the Block tab. If it is on the Post tab, click the Block tab. Advance option. Step 14. Go to the bottom of that menu where the Advance option is. Click the arrow at the right. A HTML anchor box will appear. Your first anchor. Step 15. Type in that box the anchor that you have for that first section. Mine is choking. Step 16. Go to each one of the other sections' titles and do the same thing. Until you have anchored each one of the sections. Return to steps 12 through 15. Anchoring sections with TOC. Step 17. Having placed an anchor for each section, now you will go to your TOC. My TOC is shown. Step 18. Now select the first title completely on the TOC. My example of the first title is The Terrible Choking Experience. A list block will appear. On that list block, a hyperlink symbol will appear to the right side. Accessing the anchoring box. Step 19. Click the hyperlink and a box will appear. A linking or anchoring box. Step 20. Type in that box a hashtag or the number symbol, usually above the number 3 on the keyboard. Continue access to anchoring box. Step 21. Without leaving a space after the hashtag, type the anchor word for that heading. In my example, it is choking. Notice the curved arrow at the right side of the box. Step 22. Click the curved arrow on the box. The box disappears. And the title will appear with text color changed, usually blue. Completing the linking process. Step 23. Continue with the process through the other section titles on the TOC. Important, each anchor must be typed exactly as identified for each section. Important, don't forget to click the curved arrow after each anchor is typed in the box. Go through steps 17 to 22 for each of the subsequent titles. Step 24. Completed anchoring all the sections with the TOC. Now click the Save button to save your post. Your TOC should look similar to this example. Viewing your post to test it. Step 25A. At the top right, click the box with the arrow to view your post. Step 25B. Click View Post box. Testing your TOC links. Step 26. In your post, test each one of the titles on the TOC. 26A. Verify that each one of the titles on the TOC, when clicked, goes to the corresponding section to the top of the post. My example, title clicked. The life-saving device. 26B. When clicked, takes the visitor to the corresponding section, in this case, the life-saving device. Possible errors. If any of the titles don't take you to the corresponding section, check what could be wrong. Probably you didn't type an anchor correctly. Left a space somewhere. Forgot to anchor the title. Forgot to click the curved arrow. Your website has something wrong, etc. Corrected all errors, if any. Now your TOC is running smoothly. You have created a clickable TOC for your post. Congratulations! The Table Block TOC. The Table Block. Creating a TOC with a table block is very similar to the list block. If you haven't already done it, view and read the section on creating a TOC with list block before viewing this section. Most steps are the same to list block. I won't be repeating them here. Same steps as for list block. Go to list block section for process. First steps on list block, steps 1 through 7. Differences from list block. You did steps 1 to 7 in list block. You have your TOC title, table of contents, from step 6 of list block section. You have clicked the cursor on step 7 of list block. You are now with the paragraph block. Now comes a part that is a little different from the list block. Step 8A, on that paragraph block, type a slash then the word table. Slash table. A blue box with table symbol and the word table will appear. Accessing the table's format. Step 8B, click the blue table box. A dialog box will appear where you can choose number of columns and number of rows. Step 9A. For now, select one column and one row. And click the Create Table box. Note, this is the same process to create a diversity of tables with blocks. TOC on table block. Step 9B, a one-column one-row table will appear. Step 10, now you can copy and paste your TOC titles or type them one by one. You can add bullets or numbers to your titles. For this tutorial I added numbers to the TOC titles. Your TOC should be similar to the one shown here. Completing your TOC. Step 11. From now on, the steps are the same as for the list block TOC. Go to the section titled Making your TOC clickable. Steps 11 through 26. You must go through each step as presented in the list block part to know what to do. A summary of the steps are presented here. TOC in table format created. In step 26 is when you test each one of the titles on the TOC. If any of the titles don't take you to the corresponding section, check what could be wrong. Probably, you didn't type an anchor correctly. Left a space somewhere. Forgot to anchor the title. Forgot to click the curved arrow. Your website has something wrong. Etc. You are an achiever. Corrected all the errors. You have created a clickable TOC for your post. Congratulations! Thank you for viewing this tutorial. I am Luis Antonio, Wealthy Affiliate Premium Member. Copyright 2025 of this tutorial. Listed here are sources that I used to create this tutorial.